I chose to do my project on the negative effects of social media on the mental health of teenagers by utilizing Simone de Beauvoir's ideas on gender. Simone de Beauvoir was a French existentialist philosopher and one of the most influential female philosophers in history. Her book, The Second Sex, marked the beginning of the second wave of feminism and introduced the idea of the two sexes being different but equal, which at the time was revolutionary. She argued for the equal rights of men and women in all aspects of society, from wages to childcare, and her ideas on gender and biological sexes were discussed in her book, The Second Sex, and she asked the question, what is woman? She argued that although there are differences between the sexes, it is society that defines gender and gender roles, and that women become women through societal expectations, predominantly through the views of men. So, what is woman? Societal norms have changed significantly since the days of Simone de Beauvoir. Women have evolved past simply being the subordinates of men, and yet the positive evolution of gender roles has been met with considerable backlash and new challenges, especially for those in our society who are young and impressionable and trying to navigate what it means to be a woman. Social media introduces kids to the different ideas of what it means to be a woman today. Some would describe women as thin, beautiful, and modest, the fair of the sexes, and meant to exude elegance and grace. The online community flocks to comment sections to tell women whether or not they are succeeding in living up to expectations, and through this you find a lot of hate. All of the comments and photos included today in my PowerPoint are photos and posts and comments I found online through about 30 minutes of looking through different posts on Instagram. I did not go out of my way to find these. Instead, I found them on my Explore page. Are women natural? The rise of social media has brought about a surgence of plastic surgery and Photoshop. They say that 90% of what you see online is fake in some way or another. So are women meant to stay away from the idea of surgery and photo editing? And if this is the case, why are so many women insulted for their natural appearance? Young girls see all of this online and have to ask themselves, do I look like a woman? Do I fit into this mold? How do we as a society determine what woman is? There are many pages and posts on Instagram that seem to have the answer. She is independent. She is fierce. Yet she is also submissive and quiet. She prioritizes others' needs in front of her own. She is flawless, and yet she shouldn't try to cover up her natural beauty with makeup. She takes pride in her children, and yet somehow modern women are deemed incapable of being mothers and wives. Permeating these debates on what is woman is an incredibly toxic online community full of haters. We are told that everyone is beautiful, and that our flaws make us unique. And yet if you look up the hashtag thin lips, you are met with hundreds of posts advertising lip fillers and plastic surgery in order to make yourself beautiful. Apparently women do not have thin lips, and if you do, some would say that your opinion matters less, that you are a lesser person due to your appearance. So what does this do to the idea of women and gender roles? I say that it does nothing but confuse girls and make them feel less as they struggle to fit into these many different ideas of what a woman should be. I found this post online that ranks the different social media sites on how they affect mental health of teenagers. The only social media site to score a net positive was YouTube, while Instagram came at dead last. Why do kids use social media then, if it's so harmful? Social media has been found to be addicting. Humans are naturally attracted to the idea of risk and reward, and that's pretty much all social media and Instagram are. It's a gamble. One post could generate hundreds of likes and compliments. A single post could catapult you to fame or to ruin. This feeling of a gamble that keeps people coming back for more, even as it increases feelings of anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. Now you may say, look at all the body positive influencers that are becoming famous, or at trends that encourage people to embrace their unique features and flaws. I say, it is pointless. For every video you see someone promoting different ideas of what women should look like or behave, you see one tearing down that same idea. For every positive comment you see on a post embracing a larger nose or body hair on a woman, you see more comments tearing them down and bullying them in order to get them to succumb to expectations? Is it possible for a young girl to feel like she's living up to the idea of a perfect woman, when in order to do so, she would have to get surgery or to give up on her dreams? So how do we fix this issue? Some would say that we should put age restrictions in place. And if we were to do so, how would we do this in a way that kids couldn't get around? I personally created a Facebook account at the age of 12, and all I had to do was change my birthday. Facebook thought I was 30 for the past 10 years. Okay, so monitor usage, other people would argue. How do we do this? Should all parents be looking at every single kid, every single post or comment their kid looks at or posts? Should the government or should social media be monitoring what younger kids look at in order to stop them from seeing negativity? And would this violate privacy policies? And how would it vary country to country and state by state on websites that are meant to be global? Or do we just fix the algorithm? The algorithm on Facebook does not look at content. It merely looks at interactions. It promotes what gets the most comments, and nothing gets more comments than people arguing over what is right, what is wrong, who is beautiful and who is not. So how do you fix this? These are all questions that we will have to address in the upcoming years as more and more children figure out what it means to become a woman or a man through social media. I say that it's time to put down the phones. It's time to stop the plastic surgery and the Photoshop, the bullying and the hate. It is time to show through actions that the phrase, "everyone is beautiful," is an inherent truth, not a lie just told online.